This is the last grammar topic of the year, okay? And it's about some special structures in the language, okay? So the first one is about be, get, used to, okay? So have a look at these pictures and examples. I used to exercise, but I'm fine now. What does this mean? Well, it means that you already know that in the past, that person used to do exercise. There was a routine that no longer happens. Okay, it's we use used to plus verb infinitive to talk about things that happened in the past but no longer happen in the present. Okay. However, in the example below, we have this guy saying, I'm used to working out every day. So, what does that mean? For that person, this is a routine now in the present. Okay. Then we have another guy saying, I used to live in the city. Now I'm getting used to living in the countryside. And we see two pictures, one of Madrid in the past and one of a village in the present. So again, this person is saying that he had the routine or the habit of living in the city. That's why he's using used to plus verb infinitive. And in the other example, it's probably a new change. It's something that is becoming normal for him. That's why he says, I'm getting used to living in the countryside instead of saying just be used to. Okay? So, to sum up, we have three different constructions. The first one is used to plus verb infinitive, and we use it when we want to say that something happened in the past but no longer happens in the present, such as I used to live in the city or I used to go to school. You could even say that now. The second construction, be used to plus noun phrase or gerund, is used to say that something is normal, not unusual, such as I'm used to working out every day. Or now you could say I'm used to learning online. And the third construction is get used to plus noun phrase or gerund to say that something is in the process of becoming normal, such as I'm getting used to living in the countryside. Okay? So these are the three constructions with used to. The second construction we're going to talk about is related to expressing preferences. And we have two different ways. The first one is with would rather, and we can say would rather plus verb infinitive plus than plus base form or verb infinitive. Verb infinitive and base form are the same thing. So, for example, I'd rather teach my students than work in an office. Or, if you want to talk about two different people at the same time, would rather plus subject plus past simple. I'd rather my students didn't use translators. Be careful with this. If you want to talk about a second person, you need to use past simple. The other construction is with the verb prefer, and you can say prefer plus noun or gerund plus to plus noun or gerund. So I prefer basketball to football, or I prefer playing basketball to playing football. There is another option which is would prefer or just prefer plus to infinitive. For example, I would prefer to travel by plane this time. Prefer plus to infinitive is usually used when we want to talk about a specific occasion. Okay, like today I prefer to travel by train, but in general I prefer traveling by bus. Okay, so when you want to talk about a general preference, you use prefer plus gerund, and when you want to talk about a preference on a specific occasion, you use prefer plus to infinitive. The third construction is to express advice, okay? and it's the construction with had better. Had better plus verb infinitive to express advice in a more informal way. So it's very similar to should, but a little bit more informal. So you'd better get here on time. You should get here on time. You'd better get here on time. The last construction we're going to talk about is used to express emphasis. The first one is it's time for plus object plus infinitive. And we use it to say that the time has come to do something. For example, it's time for you to come home. It's time for you to do this, okay? It's the moment for you to do this. It's time for you to come home, okay? And the other construction, it's high or about time plus subject plus past simple. In this case, this construction is used to emphasize or to complain that something should be done. Okay, so it's about time you came home. Okay, this person here is somehow complaining about something that should have happened. Okay.